Hello, guys. Thanks for joining the Audio Master Show today. I gotta laugh, man, because there's too much not to laugh about, right? There's just a lot of crazy things going on in the world. And what is going to be the hottest topic in 2022? Is it going to be one of your favorite microphones? Or could it be one of your favorite ribbon microphones? No, man, it's not going to be any of that. However, I do want to say for those of us who love recording, who love music, who love writing, who love anything to do with music and recording, your studio, I know, man, is your sanctuary, is your little haven, and it certainly has been mine through since 2019. All this stuff with the doom and gloom and the COVID and all the other stuff, it's certainly been nice to be able to have a beautiful retreat to come hang out in and feel safe in. And as you guys know, your studio is your haven, and it has been mine. So, what is going to be the biggest, hottest topic in 2022? Is it going to be gas prices? Is it going to be, are we going to be screaming about the gas prices? I know here, man. Let's see. It was taking me. I have a little geo tracker, and I was filling my tracker up for $12 a year ago. I could fill it up for $12, and yesterday it was like $33 to fill it up. So there you go, man. That might be the hottest topic of 2022. Not that it's something that we want to enjoy, right? I mean, because for many of us who drive those big trucks and whatnot, I mean, we're spending $140 to fill up our truck that may last a week. So times that times four. Well, there you go, man. There's another automobile note right there. So many people can't afford that, and what's going to happen? What is going to be the hottest topic in 2022? Is it going to be political stuff, or is it going to be what's popular? What's what's the most popular thing right now? I hope not, man, because there's a lot of things, serious things going on right now that I hope that not just us older generation take heed to, but that the younger generation want to take heed to it as well, and do something, whatever they can to help humanity, right? That's what we're really all here for, man. And why things get confused along the way and we're all out for ourselves, I don't know, man. I don't know how that happens. I just don't see how what's going on in other countries right now, in Ukraine right now. I just don't see how women and children can be what's going on. I can't fathom that. So is that going to be the hottest? Is that going to be what's talked about the most this year? Because it seemed like it went from all other things, and now we're at war. I don't know. So to make a long story short, I am going to stop talking about all the doom and gloom stuff, and I'm going to talk about what I have been enjoying in the studio, and I have been enjoying this wonderful ribbon microphone, and I got to tell you, it's just been super classy. I mean, look at it. It just sits there in all its glory, and just sounds absolutely wonderful, man. This mic just sounds perfect. And so there's not too much that I'm not going to be able to do working with this microphone. However, I've also been enjoying this TZ Stellar Vintage microphone. And if you don't know what this mic is all about, man, you need to go ahead and get you one. Get you one online, and you can get them at Amazon. And I've really been enjoying this condenser microphone. It's really kind of added a little spice to some of those tracks that your voice don't seem to pop through, and it's just added that vintage sound to it. I want to say it really reminds me, guys, of my old Purple Badge U87 in a subtle way. It has that roundness to it that just kind of pops in the mix, and that has that U47 sound a little bit. And so when I first plugged this in, especially in one of my higher nice preamps, 1073, I could really notice just had that nice sound to it, right? Man, can't get away from it. Once you hear how nice a microphone can make your voice sound and not bring out the sibilance in it, and actually tame those S's and just have a nice warm sound to it. It's hard to go back to some of those intermediate microphones and do your tracks through. I have a lot of good microphones. I have some semi-pro mics like this one, and then I have some, very nice microphones like this AEA R44, my Telefunken, that just smokes on all the tracks. However, you always seem to come across, at least I do, in different mixes or whatever, especially when you start getting a more dense mix. You start adding more tracks, you get this, you get that, you get this. Before you know, you got 15 tracks going on, and your vocals just don't seem to pop like they used to. And so there's certain things that us engineers can do to add color to the vocals to make them sound bigger, richer, fatter, warmer. All these things actually add to someone's voice to make their voice just seem to just peek its head out above the mix, right? And just right in your face, And that's what really all of us engineers want to achieve. Not only creating a good balance and things moving in the mix, good depth from front to rear with reverbs and delays, up and down. We get this great big huge stereo field going. But in the end results, we love all that. But the vocalist, man, has to be the best out of all of it, just simply because that's what our ears are trained to listen to, is what people are saying, what people are singing. And when they stop, you see how it draws attention. You go, wait a second, all the music stopped. You know what's going on. And so pausing and things like that. But we're just keen, and we're geared to listen to the human voice because we speak it, and so it has to sound the best in all the whole in the song itself, And so that's why a lot of engineers, they just spend a lot of time perfecting this, finding all the cool little tricks to make it sound better. I mean, you've got auto tune, pitch correction, Melodyne, all those cool little things that we can do to actually make the voice corrected in a way to where the intonation is perfect. And so when we do that, it really makes things sound. It's just that little subtlety to it. You don't have to add a whole bunch of one thing to get something great. It kind of reminds me of cooking spaghetti. You add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit, and at the end of the day, after you cook it all down, then you got perfection, right? And that's kind of like the way I kind of like to look at a mix. If you add too much with one given thing, it tends to, it can sacrifice the sound as well as take away from the song. So we have to be real careful as we start adding things and gain staging and all those cool things that we do and different compressors along the line, so that we don't over compress things and actually kill the life in the track. And so there's all these things that we have to pay attention to as we're recording and doing all those cool things. So what will be the hottest topic in 2022? Will it be the next greatest artist? Will it be the hottest looking chick walking down the runway? Will it be the coolest, blazer or sweater? I hope not, man. The fashion is cool and music is beautiful, and we tend to enjoy both of those throughout life. And as we get a little older, we start to realize the things that really matter in life. And the greatest commodities of all is time, and we start figuring out things that what really matters, and everything else is just superficial, right? It falls by the wayside, and at some point in time in our life, we are going to have to either hand the baton off to someone else to do our job, and they're going to have to come behind us and clean up things. So everything that I do now, I am completely preparing for my son. And so, my microphones and all these cool things like that, he is definitely going to inherit. He loves recording and being in the studio himself. And I'm just very fortunate that along the way through the years, he found an interest into hanging out with his dad in the studio. And he's actually put out a lot of great stuff right now. So I'm really happy for him. But the hottest topic for me in 2022 is it may not be for you, but it's just giving, man. Just trying to reach out and give a hand if I can, if it's doable, if it's not going to pull me under, and I want to do that, man. I want to do that, and I hope I encourage you to do the same because no matter how fortunate or less fortunate you think you are, remember, just remember, there's always someone else less fortunate than you, man. So, anyway, food for thought. I hope you're enjoying your 2022 year. In all the chaos, let's hang out together. Let's stay together. Let's support each other. Let's not fight. Let's come together, man, and try to support one another. And by doing so, by coming together and giving, it all comes back to you, right? I mean, we just don't go on. You can't expect living life treating people bad and expect a good life, right? So let's treat each other with kindness because we don't know what that other person's going through. And I know it's hard, man. Standing in line, our patience get tested. All those things happen that test our patience and to test our character and all those things like that. So let's just remember that. Take a deep breath, step back, man, and just be kind to others, man. But hey, on a good note, if you haven't been in your studio, your recording studio, I encourage you today, man, because I know for me this is a safe haven, and I love getting in my recording studio, hanging out with you guys online on YouTube, and just sharing knowledge that I've learned through the years, and just being a part of music in itself, and the recording industry and all that has just been. I've just been very, very grateful, man. And I know you too as well. It's a place for you that you can go and hang out and shut the door and kind of escape from the world. And it's a neat thing. sometimes we have to be careful, man, because we can hang out in our studio when other people need us. And we're in our studio more than 8 hours, right? And we find ourselves in there a lot. And it can be just pulling up an old track and working with something like that can occupy your time, and before you know it 8 hours has gone by and you go, what the heck, man? That's because you were having fun, and that's because you were enjoying what you were doing, and time flew by, and you were working on those tracks and trying to refine those vocals, refine those guitar parts and leads and whatnot. And isn't it a beautiful thing, man? So to all you guys out there who love music, who are in the music business, who are in the recording industry, all you engineers who do all the work behind the scenes, I know my hat's off to you, man, because it's you that make those good artists sound superior and great, And so without you engineers, all those musicians would just be ordinary people. Because there are a lot of people who can play guitar, write songs, sing good, and all that good stuff. So just because we see the people that's being promoted doesn't mean they're the best artists in the world. Trust me. In fact, I've ran across some of the greatest artists in the world who've never been heard of, man. Can eat the guitar frontwards and backwards, can sing every note on the 88 keyboard, in any key, go from baritone to soprano, man, and just insane. You think, how do they do that with their voice? So there are a lot of gifted, great talent out there, man. And so for you engineers who are just, in the studio, these are those guys that you need to be looking for, because these are the guys you want to pull in your studio and work with, because it's easy to make them sound great when you're working with good material. It's hard to make a bad song sound good when it ain't no good, And so it just makes it a lot easier for us engineers when we got great material to work with. And then it's our job to take it from, this plateau right here up to this plateau. And so that's what we love to do. We love to take something good and make it great. So I hope you guys are able to get get someone in your studio and start working with like that. Perhaps have the next hit song, and perhaps that might be the hottest topic in 2022. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. As always, the Audio Master Show, and we will see you later.